My 22F boyfriend, 23M, was being too rough during sex and didn't stop when I told him to. Now he's going back on other promises he made. My boyfriend and I have been together for 1.5 years. We were having sex yesterday and he tied me up. I told him to not tie me up too tightly, but he told me that no, it wasn't that tight anyway. Then when we started having sex, it was good until he started getting too rough. He was going too deep, and when I told him to stop, he said no. Eventually I pushed him away and he realized I was being serious. When I got up, my entire lower stomach started cramping up. I've never felt this much pain before. It felt more painful than my period cramps. My boyfriend apologized and said it never should have happened and that we need to have a safe word. He brought me Panadol, apologized a few more times and said he was too in the moment. I then left to sleep it off in my own house. I know it was an accident and he didn't mean to hurt me, but there's something else that's now making me second guess everything that happened. My boyfriend's friends and I don't get along, so he hasn't told them that we're dating. I don't really care about that because it doesn't impact our relationship, except for the fact that he refuses to add me on social media in case they see. We had an agreement that he would add me on social media yesterday as he knew it means a lot to me. However, he said that he still doesn't feel ready and doesn't want to add me. Coupled with the rough sex, I feel like he isn't considering my needs and only his own. I love him a lot, but I feel so hurt that I haven't stopped crying the past 12 hours. I don't know what to do or what to even make of the situation. Too long didn't read. Boyfriend didn't stop when I told him he was going too deep during sex and my stomach started cramping up. He promised to add me on social media yesterday and is now saying he's still not ready. I feel like my needs aren't being considered. What do I do? Lose this rapist. He doesn't care about you and he doesn't deserve you. I told him to not tie me up too tightly, but he told me that no. He was going too deep, and when I told him to stop, he said no. Eventually I pushed him away and he realized I was being serious. We had an agreement that he would add me on social media yesterday as he knew it means a lot to me. However, I know it was an accident and he didn't mean to hurt me. What you've described is someone who goes out of his way to hurt you. What did he stand to gain from any of that, except hurting you? He knew both times that you were serious. He violated your consent and then blamed you for not setting up a safe word you shouldn't have needed in the first place, because no and stop are the default safe word. He wasn't too in the moment to tell you that your consent meant nothing to him. It also sounds like he may have caused you serious physical harm while he was pretending to think you were kidding, and even if you don't feel comfortable calling that rape, I think you should see a doctor. Edit, I don't want to scare you too much. This sounds like a bruised cervix, which probably isn't serious, but if he was that violent with you, you may want to be safe and check that nothing else is wrong. If he tries to do anything penetrative again before that heals, it'll be very painful for you. It's very concerning that he wasn't more worried about hurting you. Full stop at the title. If you say stop, and they don't, it's our pay. I'm sorry, but anyone who'd use you that way isn't salvageable. It was good until he started getting too rough. My boyfriend apologized and said it never should have happened and that we need to have a safe word. The absence of a safe word means stop is stop. He just wanted to keep going. That, added with this, he said that he still doesn't feel ready and doesn't want to add me. Coupled with the rough sex, I feel like he isn't considering my needs and only his own. Means you already see the big picture. He's hiding you on purpose and taking advantage of you on purpose. This relationship is basically only existing to serve his needs. You are not his girlfriend. He might be your boyfriend, but you are not his girlfriend. You are someone he uses in secret. You are someone he has sex with in secret. And now you're someone that he basically raped in secret. I am old enough to be your mom. Say this with all the love in my heart. You should want better for yourself than someone that does this to you or treats you this way. I am a complete stranger and I, so very badly, want better for you. Please, let him go before this escalates even more. Yes, exactly. 1.5 years and won't add on social media. Come on, that right there should be a deal breaker. I had an ex-husband who did this, keyword ex. I would try and say stop because he would pressure me to say yes and then I said no. And he'd keep going anyway. I was often injured in the process either internally, externally or both. It's called rape. You withdrew your consent and he continued. He's trash emo 3 him in the whole man disposal service can. My 15M sister, 24F, committed suicide a couple months ago. Her best friend, same age-ish I guess F, just came over looking for her and I told her what happened and she really didn't take it well. Should I do anything? My sister was a total loner, but she always had that one best friend who was always there for her and stuff. I don't know her that well. We've maybe exchanged like 50 sentences ever. I don't know if I should like maybe have her come over and talk about it or something. Dad's dead and mom doesn't give a shit and isn't even here most of the time, so if anyone were to do it, it'd be me. It's only been like 2 hours, so I think I'd definitely wait before that anyway. Seeing her reaction was like really hard. She said she was sorry for coming over unannounced, but she was just so worried and wanted to check on my sister. And when I told her what happened, she just kinda nodded and turned around and then she collapsed and started crying really hard. She's also like disabled or something. She's always walking with crutches. I couldn't get her back up and ended up calling an ambulance for her. I feel really bad for her. If I do invite her over, what should I do and talk about? I have no idea. I'm bad with girls. Edit. Okay, so like 2 things. Alright, please stop saying sorry for my loss. It's getting weird at this point and it's barely my loss anyway. I wasn't that close with my sister. If anything, it's her friend's loss. And also stop sending me creepy messages about Bible bullshit. We're atheists here. Her being female doesn't change how you handle this. She is grieving the loss of someone she may also have considered her best friend. If you want to try and comfort her, you can either invite her over, go visit her, maybe don't drop by unannounced but send her a message saying, hey, I want to thank you for being my sister's friend and I'm sorry that you had to find out the way you did. If you want to talk, just let me know. You can stop by here anytime. I can come over or we can meet someplace else. Whatever you want. Do you know what she and your sister would do when hanging out? Maybe bring something of your sister's related to that and offer it to her as a memento/keepsake, as long as it doesn't hurt you too much to not have whatever that thing is anymore. I get that. It's just that I get super nervous when talking to girls. Well, I just grabbed my sister's phone now and sent her that message. I hope that's okay. I don't really know what they used to do when they went out together, but when they were here they were usually cuddling on the sofa and drinking tea. She can have whatever she wants, I guess. I sure as hell don't want it. Don't really know what to. I quickly stopped looking through my sister's stuff after I found some uncomfortable things. I'm guessing your home life isn't the best. It's actually alarming how unfazed you are about your sister literally committing suicide. She'd your sister and you said that you pretty much don't care because you weren't close to her. Maybe seek some help through therapy before trying to send your condolences to her friend. Lol. Everybody's commenting you're emotionally stunted or I'm sorry for her loss. The kid's only 15, dad's dead, sister committed suicide, and his mom is barely around, and he still has time to spare for his sister's grieving friend. I think he's handling shit pretty fucking well if you ask me. I don't feel sorry for him. He's a badass and a big PP alpha Chad. He doesn't need anyone to feel sorry for him. How you are responding in the comments about not caring and being over it is very normal for your age, but demonstrates a lack of any of the skills needed to help someone else struggling with this. You aren't at a place to help someone else process this or deal with this, and that's okay. But yeah, definitely don't invite her over to talk about it. Yeah, the maturity in the responses combined with the actual post is very telling that you are not equipped to have her over and discuss this, especially the part where you suggested it might be a little the friend's fault. It sounds like you are in a really bad situation. Can you reach out to someone from your school and tell them what is going on? It sounds like you could use someone to be there for you. You do not have the skill set to help anyone with their grief. Leave it alone. I think based on your responses you shouldn't talk to her. Maybe tell her she can come over and go through your sister's stuff and take what she wants though. Hopefully that can give her some sense of closure. You don't seem to be in a place to offer her any support, and you should probably see a therapist yourself, seeing as you're most likely disconnecting from your emotions completely. Most people are never totally over their sister committing suicide. My 29F boyfriend, 31M, is showing a lot of enthusiasm around a female co-worker. We've been together for years. He's a great guy, I trust him, and for the most part we're happy and healthy. He's a monotone kind of guy, to the point where people are unsure if he's happy or excited by things. He doesn't show a lot of enthusiasm for a lot of things, and the enthusiasm he's shown has been minimal for our relationship. It's not something I enjoy about his personality, but it's just how he is, and that's okay. Throughout our relationship I've asked him to go on weekends away, road trips, hiking trips, etc. He's never been enthusiastic about it, so I never pushed it. His mates have all asked him the same and always met with the same level of enthusiasm. He'll do things, but only if he really has to. He's just never been that kind of upbeat guy, and that's never been an issue. End of last year he got a new job, and in his team he's got a new female co-worker who he has to work quite closely with. She's married, and he's not the cheating type, so from a point of view of him cheating I'm not worried. What has me worried is that she's getting an amazing level of enthusiasm from him to do things. Do fun runs. They're planning a weekend away down the coast. I'm invited. They speak on the phone regularly, for work and just 'cause they're friends. He's never had that level of enthusiasm towards male co-workers. Had heaps of male co-workers who ended up being good friends. He's never had a female friend. So I'm insanely jealous, and I hate feeling jealous about it all. It's not that I'm worried that he's going to cheat, but it's just he never showed me that level of enthusiasm that he's showing her. I told him this and he understood. He's trying to be more upbeat and enthusiastic at home with me, which is nice. But I'm still pissed that it wasn't just something he did naturally with me, that he felt comfortable being unenthusiastic and not upbeat with me for years, and it took someone else to bring that out of him. I think I just want someone to explain this to me in a way that makes me know I'm just overreacting to the whole situation. Or maybe I am and he's just happier elsewhere. TLDR, boyfriend shows enthusiasm with female co-worker over me. This reminds me of a friend who was with a guy who was just not great. But she told herself that's just the way he is. He wasn't really romantic or considerate, and he didn't really help her with stuff. And then he met his friend and suddenly he was available to her because she needed his advice, and he would just get up in the middle of whatever they were doing to take her calls. That's when she realized, oh, that's just the way he is with me. He's fully capable of being emotionally available and helpful and considerate, but he didn't think he needed to do it with me. They broke up and they were together for 10 years, so honestly I don't think you are overreacting. I think you are realizing a truth about your relationship and it hurts. I told him this and he understood. But has he said why he's being more enthusiastic with the co-worker and not with you? Why hasn't he given this type of energy to you? I mean, you'll probably see what's really going during the weekend away when you see their interactions. You can tell then if there's something going on. He's a monotone kind of guy, to the point where people are unsure if he's happy or excited by things. The enthusiasm he's shown has been minimal for our relationship. It's not something I enjoy about his personality. Throughout our relationship I've asked him to go on weekends away, road trips, hiking trips, etc. He's never been enthusiastic about it, so I never pushed it. What has me worried is that she's getting an amazing level of enthusiasm from him to do things. Do fun runs. They're planning a weekend away down the coast. I'm invited. They speak on the phone regularly, for work and just 'cause they're friends. He's never had that level of enthusiasm towards male co-workers. Me. I told him this and he understood. He's trying to be more upbeat and enthusiastic at home with me, which is nice. This whole post hurts my heart. He's trying? Why would that be nice to you? He doesn't have to try with her. It's so clear how much you've been settling, and you now have front row seats to what it looks like when he's not settling. The idea that your boyfriend is planning a weekend away and the only solace you have is that he invited you. What? Where is her husband in all these fun runs, plans to go away? talking on the phone. Your instincts are screaming at you to listen and love yourself more.